We're back to reviews, and we've got a new bottle. New to the shelf, new to us. Hi friends, I'm Laura, this is Troy, we're Baker Drinks, and we've got a review today of Bulleit 12-year rye.
Yeah, so this is a 95.5 rye coming out of Indiana that Bulleit had a few years ago and then did away with.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And then they brought it back. So aged 12 years, it's 46% alcohol. It's coming in at about $55 in our market. Limited bottling, small batch. That's basically what it says on the bottle.
Works for me. Let's try it out. Well, for me, you want some?
I would love to have some. Thank you very much.
A little bit for you. Ooh, look at this. I didn't read the full bottle. Our 95% rye mash bill aged in select barrels, creating a superior rye whiskey experience. So it's got to be superior because it says so on the label. Review's done.
Just go buy it. Take our money.
Is the label always crooked, or is just ours crooked?
No, I think that's kind of Bulleit's signature move is they put that label on crooked. They got that rustic looking old-timey bottle with the raised glass lettering. I mean, it's a cool package. I appreciate what Bulleit does.
Yeah, I like it.
And, you know, typically the Bulleit whiskeys are on that friendlier end of the spectrum for a new drinker. You know, their ryes are typically sweeter. They've got that a little more rye in their bourbon mash bill, which lends to some interesting flavors that newer drinkers like. When we used to play disc golf, I remember you liked the Bulleit rye quite a bit.
That was what was in my flask while we played.
All right, shall we do this?
Let's do it. Let's take a nose.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. The nose is really part of what made it shine for me. Like, I absolutely love the nose on this one. So if you're not into that as much, maybe the scores won't mean the same thing for you. I gave it a 9. Like, I absolutely love the notes that I'm getting. It's just fresh and inviting and sweet and all those things combined. I do like the more brighter notes that I usually get. And then depth, I gave it an 8 because I feel like there was a good amount of stuff on the nose.
Okay, so for me, I said it was like sweet mint gum with some powdered sugar. It's classic rye. It's very friendly smelling and it makes me happy.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
I gave the aroma an 8 and I gave the depth an 8.
So then on the palate, I enjoyed the flavor. It had a lot more oak influence. The mouthfeel was okay. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything terrible. It didn't seem thin. It didn't seem oily. So I gave it a 7 on that because I just thought it's pretty good. The balance, I gave that a 7. I feel like mostly, it probably could have gotten a higher score, but the slightly drying part of it made me go down a little bit on it. And complexity, I said 8 because I felt like there was a lot going on.
Yeah, so for me, I wrote down that it's less sweet and less mint than the nose would suggest. They're there, but they're on the nose. They were very prominent. They're more second fiddle to the oak. The oak shows up on the palate, but it's not bitter. It is mildly drying, and we mentioned that before, and Laura mentioned it as well. Spicy, but not slap you in the face spicy. If you were to look up balanced rye whiskey in the dictionary, I would expect a picture of this to be there. I feel this is very well balanced. On the flavor, I gave it an 8. On the mouthfeel, I gave it an 8. On the balance, I gave it a 9. And on the complexity, I also gave it an 8. There's a lot going on here. It's definitely in that above average category, not quite in the elite category.
Yes, and I think I'm just still new to this, trying to give ratings. So I think it probably is better than the score I'm giving it, even though I feel like I'm giving it a good score. So then for the finish, it just continues with that same flavor profile. It's enjoyable. I like it. It sticks around. I didn't think it was an overly long finish, but that's probably the proof more than anything. So I gave it an 8 on flavor and a 7 on length.
Yeah, and for me, I said it's not bitter at all. From start to finish, there was never a bitter note on this one. It's a medium long, lingering, sweet, spicy finish for me. You know, I haven't had a drink in a few minutes now, and I can still kind of taste in my mouth that I had some rye whiskey a little while ago. I like what it's doing a lot. I gave the flavor an 8, and I gave the length an 8.
So then for the overall impression on it, I mean, I like how it's packaged. You know what you're getting here. It's a 95 rye. It's 12 years old. You don't have to be hunting for that kind of information. It's just right on the front of the label, and there's not a whole bunch of extra stuff there. I like every part of it, the nose, palate, finish. I gave it an 8 on impression. And then with it being a 12-year-old rye whiskey at $55, that's insane. Like, I can't think of one other rye whiskey that's 12 years old, no matter what the proof is or what the brand is, that's anywhere near that price point. That normally they'd be probably over $100.
Yes.
So I gave this a value of a 9.
For me, on the impression, I said it's a classic Bulleit presentation. I love the old-timey glass, the raised lettering. You know, this looks like something from Prohibition era, I guess. And I think that's what they were going for. The crooked label, it's just got a lot going on that's appealing to the eye. I gave the impression an 8. And like Laura said, a 12-year-old rye at $55 is insane. I gave the value a 9. My overall score is an 82.
Mine's a 79. So that's definitely the highest rating for a low proof whiskey we've done. And again, I'll probably want to like revisit these later on, just once I get my scoring system down, because I think I've started out kind of harsh because we're rating good whiskeys, and I don't want to like start it like this is a 90 and then not have anywhere to go, right? So I'm still kind of figuring out my scoring system, but this one I think is a great rye. I mean, like I said, comparing it to my memory of the Scarlet Shade, I feel like they're similar. They're not the same. You know, they're not the same. But for this being $50 and that one being well over 100, I mean,
I think that was over 200. I think it was closer to the 250.
Okay, even more insane. Like, this is fantastic. And this will probably be one that we keep on our shelves. When we drink it, we're going to replace it because it's one that I can reach for probably year round. I've been kind of leaning towards a lot of the lower proof stuff because I can enjoy it more and not be like, oh, I'm going to get a buzz. I don't want to get a buzz. I can just enjoy it.
Yeah, and this being a limited bottling, we may have to back it up if we're going to keep it on the shelf.
Oh, it's not going to be there forever?
And no, it says limited bottling right there.
Oh.
And Laura don't like bunker whiskey or floor whiskey or any of that kind of stuff. So getting permission from her to go buy a backup is very difficult at times. But you all heard right here in this review, she wants more of it. So I have permission.
You win. You win. I got nothing. I can't argue that. Like, I'd be happy to keep it on the shelf, and it's probably one that'll come out late evenings on live streams and
yes,
that kind of stuff. It's enjoyable. I want to keep it.
Yeah, we're not going to hoard this bottle, but we will buy a backup.
So if you like this kind of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you've tried this bottle, what you think of it. If you like ryes, you hate ryes, whatever. You like just hearing us talk back to each other or whatever. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Cheers.